Welcome back to USA Legends Who Died. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary acting talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory on the silver screen. Additionally, we will recap the actors we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If their iconic roles have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
Great store by what you have to say. If he wants to move back in with you, he will. If he doesn't, he won't.
A graceful presence of stage and screen whose quiet intensity brought depth to every role. Beth Hurt has taken her final bow, passing away on March 28, 2026, at the age of 79. Her departure follows a long battle with Alzheimer's disease, leaving a lasting sense of loss in the world of theater and film, marking another somber moment among the famous actors who died in 2026. From her early beginnings on the New York stage, Hurt quickly established herself as a formidable talent, earning 3 Tony Award nominations for her performances in productions such as Trelawney of the Wells and Crimes of the Heart. She transitioned seamlessly to film, making a memorable debut in Woody Allen's Interiors, and later appearing in acclaimed works like The World According to Garp, The Age of Innocence, and 6 Degrees of Separation. Her ability to portray complex, emotionally layered characters made her a respected figure across decades. However, her later years were marked by a long and challenging struggle with illness, a journey faced with quiet strength and dignity. Beyond the spotlight, Beth Hurt leaves behind a legacy of refined artistry, reminding us that true performance lies not in volume, but in emotional truth that lingers long after the curtain falls. If you value these tributes to cinema's finest talents, consider subscribing to help us honor their journeys.
And you let them go, the whole thing just becomes a big joke. And I don't care to trade lives for laughs.
Joe Don Baker, the rugged screen presence whose commanding performances defined an era of American action cinema, has taken his final bow, passing away on May 7, 2025, at the age of 89. His passing, with no cause publicly disclosed, marks the end of a long and influential career in film and television. Losing one of the true Hollywood legends passed away in recent memory. Born in Texas, Baker brought a raw authenticity to his roles, rising to prominence with his breakout performance as Sheriff Buford Pusser in Walking Tall, 1973, a box office success that resonated deeply with audiences of its time. Throughout the following decades, he built a prolific career portraying both lawmen and outlaws, appearing in over 60 films. Notably, he left a rare mark in the James Bond franchise by playing both a villain in The Living Daylights and a CIA ally in GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies. However, his journey was shaped by the evolving nature of the film industry, as shifting trends gradually moved away from the gritty characters that defined his early success. Beyond the screen, Joe Don Baker leaves behind a legacy of strength and presence, a reminder of a time when characters were as bold and unyielding as the man who portrayed them. Breaking news. Before the world saw him run across rooftops and cling to the sky, Tom Cruise was a boy who learned that nothing in life stayed. Not safety, not stability, not even the people meant to protect him. And perhaps that is where his story truly begins. Not in fame, but in fear. Not in applause, but in the quiet determination of a child who decided long before Hollywood ever noticed him that he would never feel powerless again. Born on July 3, 1962 in Syracuse, New York, he grew up in a home shaped by tension and unpredictability. Under the presence of a father he would later describe as intimidating and volatile. where silence often carried more weight than words, and where a young boy learned to read moods instead of books, while his mother worked tirelessly to provide for 4 children. Often stretching beyond her limits just to keep the family afloat, leaving Tom to grow up quickly, carrying a sense of responsibility far too heavy for his age. School offered little escape, as undiagnosed dyslexia turned learning into a daily struggle, leaving him feeling inadequate and misunderstood. Moving through more than a dozen schools where friendships never lasted and belonging never settled. Shaping a restless identity built not on confidence, but on the need to prove that he was more than his limitations. Acting became his first refuge, a place where control replaced chaos. And at 18, he carried that fragile hope to New York with almost nothing, working tirelessly through rejection and uncertainty until small roles began to reveal something undeniable, a presence driven not by ease, but by intensity. And by the early 1980s, that intensity began to capture attention. His rise was rapid and undeniable, with Risky Business and Top Gun transforming him into a global icon, followed by performances in Rain Man and Born on the 4th of July that revealed a depth few expected, proving that beneath the charm was an actor willing to confront discomfort, pain, and vulnerability in pursuit of something real, even as success began to demand more than it gave. Over time, his career evolved into legend, with Mission Impossible redefining action cinema and his insistence on performing his own stunts turning his body into both instrument and sacrifice, enduring injuries, broken bones, and physical strain as if mastering danger was the only way to maintain control. As if pushing limits could silence the echoes of a childhood that never truly faded. Yet beyond the spectacle, another story unfolded, quieter but far more painful, marked by fractured relationships and a growing distance from those he loved, most notably his daughter Suri. A bond that once held closeness now defined by absence, a distance that no success, no discipline, and no achievement could bridge, leaving behind a silence far heavier than any criticism or failure. At 63, Tom Cruise remains one of the last true icons of cinema, a man who has conquered gravity, redefined dedication, and built a legacy few could rival. Yet his story reminds us of something far more human, that control can build greatness, but it cannot guarantee peace. And that even the strongest individuals may still be searching for a place where they no longer have to fight. And if his journey has ever stayed with you, not just in moments of spectacle, but in quiet reflection, let us remember not only the legend he became, but the man who kept moving forward despite everything he could never fully hold on to. And thank you for honoring that story with your time and your understanding. A refined presence of British television and a creative force behind one of its most influential dramas, Jean Marsh has taken her final bow, passing away on April 13, 2025, at the age of 90. Her departure followed complications from dementia, closing the chapter on a career that helped shape period storytelling for generations. As the co-creator and star of Upstairs, Downstairs, Marsh brought to life the unforgettable character of Rose Buck, earning an Emmy Award in 1975 and helping define a series that would inspire future classics. The show's exploration of class and society in Edwardian England set a new standard for television drama. Beyond this landmark role, she built a rich career across stage and screen, appearing in productions such as Doctor Who, The Twilight Zone, Frenzy, and Return to Oz, and demonstrating remarkable range and longevity, and becoming a heartfelt tribute to Hollywood stars and international icons alike. However, her journey was not without challenges. In later years, she faced serious health setbacks, including a stroke and heart complications, yet maintained a resilient and optimistic outlook. Beyond her achievements, John Marsh leaves behind a legacy of elegance, creativity, and quiet strength. A reminder that true influence often begins behind the scenes as much as it shines on screen. To keep discovering the stories of those who left a mark on history, feel free to subscribe and join our community.
Hey, what's the matter, detective? Oh, you're not happy to see me?
A rising voice in comedy and television, whose warmth and perseverance inspired those around him, Alex Duong has taken his final bow, passing away on March 28, 2026, at the age of 42. His passing followed a courageous battle with a rare and aggressive cancer, bringing a heartbreaking end to a journey marked by resilience and passion, and he is remembered among the celebrities who died today as a soul gone too soon. Based in Los Angeles, Duong built a steady career as a comedian, writer, and actor, earning recognition for his appearances in series such as Blue Bloods, Dexter, and Pretty Little Liars. A dedicated performer, he was deeply rooted in the stand-up comedy scene, regularly taking the stage at the Comedy Store while also writing for projects like Netflix historical roasts. His work reflected both humor and authenticity, connecting him with audiences and peers alike. However, his final year was defined by an intense struggle with illness, as he faced mounting challenges while continuing to embrace the support of his community and loved ones. Beyond the stage, Alex Duong leaves behind a legacy of kindness, determination, and laughter, a reminder that even the brightest spirits can shine through the most difficult moments.